Why am I saying this? Why am I saying this? Now, the reason why it is wrong to bow down before any image, whether you call it Jesus or Mary or Peter or whatever you call it, that image on the cross, if you do that, you are worshiping idol. You are not worshiping God. Is that, when you read Acts chapter 17, I want us to read Acts chapter 17. Probably you understand this. You understand it. Acts chapter 17, verse 24 to 29. And listen to what the scripture is saying about people who replace spirit with these physical things they see, the wood and the images and the photos. People even stand before the photograph they call Jesus Christ. Let me tell you, there was no camera when Jesus was in the world. So the picture you see is not Jesus Christ. It's an American actor. So when you are worshiping that picture hanging in your room and those hanging in your church houses and you think it's Jesus, you don't know what you are talking about. You understand? Probably you find this difficult when I'm saying this. But listen to Acts chapter 17, verse 24 and 29. And I'm reading from the ESV. Listen to Paul, what he told the people of Athens. Acts 17, verse 24 says, "The God who made the world and everything in it, being the Lord of heaven and earth, does not live in temples made by man." First thing Paul made these people to understand is that God does not live in church buildings. He does not live in temples. You see, people make temples and church buildings as a place of, oh, this place is, holy because that is where God is. Let me tell you, brothers, if you begin to assume that, you are worshiping idol there, because God does not live in temples and church buildings. It doesn't matter how beautiful you build your church building. God will never live in anything made by hands. That is what the scripture is saying. So Paul says, and I quote again, "The God who made the world and everything, being the Lord of heaven and earth, does not live in temples made by man. Being then God's offering or God's children, we ought not to think that the divine being is like a gold or silver or a stone, or an image formed by an act of imagination of man." Do you understand that? An image that is formed by an act of imagination of man. See these Jesus photos you see all around in the world. It's somebody who sat down to imagine this and drew that. It is an acted photo. And people are worshiping this.